Welcome to our garden here in Zone 6A, Upstate New York. Get ready to see a huge transformation in this space behind me around the pondless waterfall. We're going to be removing all of our annuals today and transplanting some of our favorite shrubs up top, including a doghobble, and replacing it with a Gatsby Glow Oakleaf Hydrangea.
You know, I don't know if Eric likes the plant or the name doghobble more, but he says doghobble an awful lot.
I know, it's Paisley Pup, right?
Yep, Leucothue.
Leucothue, that's how you say it. So we've got a lot of work cut out for us today, and it's also a super rainy day. So you might notice that the camera's a little different. We're using our waterproof camera today because we're kind of expecting to be going in and out of the rain today.
But you know what? We're all learning together, folks, on this technology, and nature doesn't stop.
It doesn't. And you know, Christopher and I both work full-time jobs. We are weekend gardeners. It just happens to be raining today, and we got to get the job done. Christopher, I might let you do the honors of ripping out your least favorite annual of 2025.
Yeah, I was proven correct that I didn't like the color as the season went on. I really didn't care for it, but I gotta say, I love a Sunpatient. I definitely learned that I love Sunpatients.
Now, I'm really looking forward to pulling these out because there is some critter that is living in here that keeps going across the grass into the rest of the garden. And I think that by removing these and providing less coverage for that critter, it's gonna feel less safe and want to relocate. Because what's coming out today are all of these Sunpatients, the Meteor Shower Verbena, the sweet potato vine, the Supertunia mini vista indigo, basically everything from here, every annual from here, down to where, Christopher?
I think we should stop at the tiny De Ruyter spruce, which actually just means the Gora, the purple fountain grass. Well, we can leave the purple.
Yeah, let's leave the purple fountain grass.
Yeah, but we'll take out the bright lights, Osteospermum.
All the kufia.
Yep, all the kufia around here. So this is gonna be a naked pond by the end of the proceedings.
Can we leave the Verbena bonariensis because it'll reseed, or do you want to pull this too?
Let's leave that because it doesn't look like all of those blooms have gone to seed yet, and we definitely want the blooms.
We have been, you might remember, comparing throughout the season the difference between Proven Winner's Meteor Shower Verbena, which is the sterile version of Verbena, versus the from seed Verbena bonariensis, which gets a little bit taller and airier. This has pooped out. This is still going. Another huge difference is this won't reseed itself. This will reseed itself like crazy in your garden. So if you like this plant, you only need to grow it from seed once and then you'll get it everywhere.
Absolutely. Now, should we just start pulling? Should we chat a little bit about each plant as we go? Because I think we talked about whether or not we liked things, but I don't know if we ever talked about how functional and successful certain plants were.
Sure. What do you want to say about this compact purple?
Okay, so like I said, I was proven correct that I didn't like the color so much, but I have to say, performance-wise, it did not stop blooming until the frost took it. I was very pleased with its overall performance.
Oh, I was too. I mean, it was like the first thing to go in the frost.
Oh, yeah.
But it looks like actually it's still alive.
Right, I'm sure anything that was insulated is definitely still alive. Why don't I put the camera on the tripod and help you out?
I would love that. Now is also a really important time of year to pull weeds if you see them, because fall is when weeds really set root if you let them.
Meteor Shower Verbena, always with tiny roots, easy to clean. I think Meteor Shower Verbena was surprising for us this year because we tried it in a part shade location as well as the full sun. I'd say it was a little more sparse, Eric, in the part shade, but it still grew pretty nicely considering.
Yeah, it did really well in our part sun container on the terrace with the Punkill Japanese maple.
Look, we have an Ariba bloom.
Love that.
All right, well, oh, I have a couple more of those.
Yeah, there's a couple Meteor Shower Verbenas up there. And then I want to get this. I think this sweet potato vine is going to kind of be a beast.
It is going to be a beast, not just because of the...
I think the roots are going to be the beast.
Yeah, the plant itself will probably break up pretty easy. Let's see what you find.
Are you worried there's a snake under here?
Not so much in the temperature that we're having because we're suddenly having seasonable fall weather.
What are you worried about?
Oh, I was worried about the camera angle. I actually wasn't being...
I was like, what do I need to be concerned about?
No, we have had, yes, a year of creepy crawlies in this garden, I gotta tell you. And they definitely need water, so they have been positioned in this region.
Oh wait, look at this sweet potato vine. It's right there. The root ball is right there.
Okay.
All of that is from this one.
Oh, wow. Let's see what we've got here. We have an entire piece of pond. Wow.
Wow.
That is one. Okay, this is new for next year. It's called Sweet Caroline Sweetheart Shadow Storm with this cool variegation. I would call this a 10 out of 10. No, 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10 would mean it got started really early. This kind of took a little bit to get charged up.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it was a huge success.
I agree. All right, the other thing I'm interested in. So it clearly smothered a little bit of this.
Okay, a little
which
bit
is
of...
unfortunate because this is a really slow grower. But I guess we should have known that would happen. I hope all the critters are like, oh no, we're exposed. Yes, you are. Now all the hawks and the foxes and the owls can all come eat you up. Does that mean?
That's not mean. That's it's the circle of life.
Yes.
If we're making a Lion King reference today. I'm just gonna...
You're much more nimble on those rocks, so I'm gonna let you get some of that stuff.
I love climbing into the pond.
I have big feet.
This iris here, this is actually gonna stay. We're not sure if it's gonna live, but it is gonna stay.
Now, why do you think it wouldn't live? It lives fine in the ground.
Because all of this water is gonna be gone soon.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We're gonna be having Decker's Pondscapes come back out. We have to get that scheduled. That goes on the to-do list. May I just have the rake for a second?
Yep. Just raking this out. I love removing annuals to get this like breathing room in, you know? I think some of that's moss, right?
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was dead moss or like a little nest, and I didn't feel like having little baby mice on me. Yeah, it was a moss.
Good.
That has deceased. Okay, that.
Oh yeah, don't forget we have that, the lighting passes through here.
Yep, gotta be very careful
maybe that's
with
not
wires.
lighting.
All right, I'll hand this back to you. A plant that we picked up mid-season after the failure of a certain annual grass was this lavender lace kufia. And it's in a couple places around the pond. It's something, I don't know if it's technically marginal, but it didn't mind the water that kind of leaches out in a few spots. So that's this plant here. Come in close, Eric. Look at how cute this is.
Do we know the hardiness zone on it? I can't think of any kufia that's hardy for our garden.
I believe it's just an annual, but it's got these little delicate leaves and really pretty little purple flowers. I have to say, this was in bloom all season since we put it in. Let's see what we get.
Oh no, try to leave some of that dirt behind.
Definitely. Oh wow. This has a root system on it.
Should we just cut it at the base and so we can have all that dirt there still? So we don't have a hole.
I think that's a good idea.
The roots will die.
And maybe it'll break up or disintegrate over winter, maybe?
I mean, maybe. But I'd rather leave it in there and then next spring deal with it.
Especially because there is still the threat of more rain today, so
yeah,
we got to get this
future
going.
grow for me gardening problem.
All right, so there goes one kufia. What did we do, 6 of them?
Probably.
We also tried Sunpatiens in the ground. This, what did you call this color? Was this coral?
That is a coral.
This was the coral. Not a fan. I wasn't a fan of this up here.
Really? I like that one.
Well, all right. I think this is a good time to talk about some design of the pond things that we learned. We tried everything up here. And I think what we learned is we need to kind of back off on the palette, the color palette maybe. You know what I mean?
Keep it simple.
We need to keep it a little more simple. We got a little bit overzealous with our plantings. Yeah, basically, we just tried all these different colors and textures, and we didn't know what would grow close to the pond and what would work really well. So we tried everything. What do you think about this plant, Eric?
I really liked the kufia for sure. That's a must repeat for me. And I liked it once we simplified the design and did more of the same and less variety. I think it worked out.
I think that was a big deal. This was...
Oh, but I have a thought about those things I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay, tell me.
So that struggled. This tut grass struggled the entire season, and that coffee cup struggled the entire season.
Oh, this?
Yeah. So my thought was, but you know what? That coffee cup disproves my theory. I thought because we had put them in clear pots that maybe that made the roots go bad because the sun was getting to the roots.
Okay.
And that if we had put them in black pots or dark pots, they would have done better because, you know, the roots aren't going to grow into light.
That makes sense. The other thing I would say, Eric, I find myself wanting to not have the plants in the water.
Yes, I think we can definitely leave the iris in the water. I think we were worried the iris would fade out way too quick and look kind of
Scraggly, but it actually lasted longer than the one in the ground.
Yeah, we actually need to cut that iris back now that I'm thinking about it.
So this is gonna go over there just so I can put them in a garbage can. I mean, it grew nicely. This is what, baby tut? Whoa! What the heck?
I mean, it looked so bad, but it had that many roots? That is wild.
It's trying to seal all my rocks. Look at this. That is incredible that it looked that bad, but it had this much roots. So I've got to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more kufia. That last sun patient, I am going to just shake out this verbena back there and pull it because it's in the way.
Yeah, because we got to make room. I am really glad we had a break in the rain so we could get this done because it's really borderline planting season for us. Like, we're pushing it by planting these oak leaves today. But oak leaves are very hardy, so they should be okay. What did you think, Christopher, of these Bright Lights pink Osteospermum?
Well, what did I think of them? I think that they are a lovely, beautiful annual that we've tried over the years in different applications. And I always love the flower, and I'm not basically ever wowed by the performance.
Really?
They come in and out of flower all the time. And even though they're self-cleaning, meaning their petals all fall away, and then they put the next flowers out over the old flowers, I feel like they are a little messy for us.
I liked them.
I've never fully loved it.
I liked them. I don't think they were like super showstopper, but not everything can be a showstopper. If everything's a showstopper, then nothing's a showstopper.
Okay, there you go.
They're a nice like filler annual.
Well, in that case, while we're also right here, we tried an experiment where I got my way and I said, Eric, I want to put 20 mini Vista indigos as a river down the side of our waterfall and just have this beautiful blue mass. How do you feel they performed?
I think they did great until the season got away from us and we stopped spraying for budworms and things. Then they just went downhill real fast.
That is for sure. So definitely not a, oh, we got all kinds of holes over here.
Yeah, this is
This is a critter palace.
Yeah, this is a hideaway for lots of critters right here.
So I guess in the end, the river was successful. From a color standpoint, I think it was spectacular.
Yes.
Really loved that. Ooh, got close to swimming for the first time. And worms everywhere around the pond.
Oh, yeah. What were some of the things you learned about this new space this year?
Okay, the biggest thing that I learned about this new space, we already discussed a little bit of, is that my normal more is more approach wasn't gonna work. Because we did kind of throw the kitchen sink at it. I would say I learned that I love rocks in the garden.
I agree with that, for sure. It's time to get this Gara out. This we put in here to hold space until this blue, Beyond Midnight Blue Beard?
Midnight?
Midnight Blue?
Blue Midnight. No, now I have, it's Midnight.
Beyond Midnight.
Beyond Midnight Caryopteris.
Caryopteris.
Nothing to do with the word blue.
Until, I think it's a Bluebeard.
It's a blue beard.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think that's where the blue comes in. Hold space until this got larger and the Firefly Oriental Spruce gets larger, which did suffer a little bit of sunburn early on in the season, but I think it has recovered pretty nicely. I am nervous it might have gotten a little smothered, so be prepared to be slightly devastated if it did. But these root systems
Wow.
are thick, but not widespread.
No, I gotta say, pink Picotee Gara in the ground is, I'm calling it's my annual of the year in the ground. It was spectacular.
Yeah,
in
I
the
really
ground.
liked it too.
And I'm pretty sure this is a perennial for warmer zones.
Not for us, though. We've even tried Gara in the garden that is hardy in our growing zone that doesn't come back after the winter.
Disappointing, but this annual is really good.
How's that Firefly look?
Honestly, the Firefly is in really good shape.
I think it's
As
got a
Eric
lot of
said,
debris on it.
It did get some sunburn. And right now, it's not even so much the sunburn. It is covered in debris.
Yep.
But I almost wonder if the debris might have actually saved it by giving it a little bit of a sunscreen.
Yeah, because it's a yellow evergreen, if it's not well established, it can get a little sunburned. And because this was just planted this spring, it wasn't well established. Okay, so we have to get up there and we're going to pull out those Paisley Pup dog hobbles because I think it's too sunny for them there. And I think, based on what Christopher and I discussed earlier, we want to do more of a monoculture look up there, and we're going to replace them with the Gatsby Glow Oakleaf Hydrangeas. Easy, right?
Yeah, it's not too hard for you to get up there now.
No, not now that all the annuals are gone. Now this isn't as deep as you would think it is. There's probably 1, 2, 3.5 feet between the crest of the waterfall and the fence.
And I will say, Eric, I think some of the compost did settle against the fence.
Which we
So,
have to be careful of.
We have to be careful of. We don't want it to push against the fence.
It'll make the fence bow, because this is a vinyl fence. Whoop, sorry, that was right at you.
That was right on me, thanks.
There's 3 holes for oakleaf hydrangeas that these dog hobbles are gonna leave behind. This is a dwarf variety of oakleaf that should get about 3 by 3. So it'll be arching up and over the waterfall, barely touching the fence based on where they're planted. We could also replace this lace with one of them, or we could leave the lace. So you wanna do 1, 2, 3, 4 more oak leaves?
Yes.
All right, will you grab the oak? Well, let me see how these are rooted in.
I have a feeling that's not going to be too hard. Just be careful of liner.
Yep. These were only planted this past spring, and they were little 1 gallons.
It grew beautifully. What we did learn a lot about with the pond is the fact that it does leach a bit of water into the surrounding soil. Part of the reason you see moss on the edges is it encourages that leaching to happen. So it really does give a nice amount of water coverage to the side plants.
Now this pond really has brought a lot of life to this area. We've had frogs in here. We obviously have some like sort of mice and chipmunk thing happening. We've definitely seen snakes, not to Christopher's chagrin.
No, if anybody wants to tell me how to get certain critters that don't have legs to not enjoy the garden. That would be great. I just don't care for them. I would really love it if they went and found a new home elsewhere.
I mean, I know they have their benefits, but
They have so many benefits,
but they're freaky when they're unexpected.
Exactly. Don't be out here freaking me out, rude. I think they're very rude creatures.
Wait, I just filled in the hole. What am I thinking? I'm distracted.
You're distracted. You know what I'm thinking, Eric? I think you should put the dog hobble behind your feet. Put one of them right behind your feet.
I could. There's this giant
Right in
weed
the hole
here.
where that weed came from.
Oh my God, look at that.
Okay.
I do want to put one of these dog hobbles over in front of the punk hill where we just were in the last video.
I love that idea. Let's put the big one in that's got the beautiful fall color over there.
Well, this didn't root in.
Okay. Because
And
that
that's
can
okay.
take a bit of shade. So I think right behind your feet would be a nice place.
Yep, by the hellebores. Certainly can do that. Let's see how this one did. All right, easy schmeezy.
Oh, that'll be a very easy hole to dig. My goodness.
Yep.
I mean, of course, this is all backfill with compost on top of it, so it really hasn't developed any kind of soil structure or anything.
Yeah. All right, I'm ready for those oak leaves, Christopher.
All right, let me go and grab those. Okay, so one thing I'm learning about our new technology we're using today is the movement is very different. So that's kind of fun. So let's see. We've got my little drip system here with the oak leaf. The movement is really nice on this camera. Please pop in the comments, along with your legless critter repellents, the review on the movement of the plant. Hey, Eric.
Oh, sorry.
Woo. Perfect.
One. We have our hedge of 5 Gatsby Glow Oakleaf Hydrangeas. That one's more established. We planted it in the spring, but they're gonna be a giant mush of oak leaf color. And one of the reasons we wanted to do oak leaf in this spot is because it's absolutely zero maintenance. It blooms on old wood, so you don't prune it at all. This one stays small, so we don't have to size control it at all. And it is the most shade tolerant of all the hydrangea varieties. So as these maples grow bigger and taller and start to form a canopy, these will be fine as the light reduces. What do you think of the spacing, Christopher?
This spacing looks really good. I know it's a little wonky looking because it's, you know, against the fence, but it's also up against the way the waterfall is shaped. So this is looking really good.
And this whole little hill that I'm on right now was built from digging that pond out. That's where all this dirt is from. So this is all the soil from our yard, but our yard is all backfilled because it's new construction from 2018.
I'm already so happy about this. Just seeing the smaller oak leaf hydrangea leaves, which are so precious. And the other cool thing about this plant, I always forget, is it's called glow ball because it doesn't, the blooms don't turn,
They don't turn pink.
they don't turn pink, they turn
Well, maybe a little.
glowy, like a glowy lime green color.
Oh yeah, look at how clean that is.
It's very clean and tidy, but it's still organic looking. It doesn't look too done.
All right, so we have this one right here, Christopher, and I know exactly where we want it to go. Do you want to follow me?
I shall. Are we gonna keep the lace in a container, you think, for the fall, or do you think we'll find a spot for it?
Oh yeah, we should put it in a container so the roots don't dry out. I don't know if we'll find a spot for it today. And I don't have one in mind, do you?
I don't have one in mind at all. So, all right, but 1 came out of the ground and 4 went in the ground.
So we're still ahead.
We're still ahead. I really just, I can't remember what number we're on.
I can't either. We're gonna have to do another count.
Maybe we'll do one in spring.
I think we're at like 212. And then we just put 3 in because we put 4 in, but 1 came out. So maybe we're at 215-ish?
Okay. On the grand hydrangea count.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow you and let you pop this in because I know you knew exactly where you wanted it. I cannot believe with the amount of rain that we've had in the last 24 hours that it's actually stopped just long enough for us to do this.
I know. I bet the yard enforcer is going to go off. Yep. Oh, God, right in the face. Look at that.
Right in the face. I'm just going to wait for the yard enforcer to click off and then run. Wait, is the other one going to be on now,
Oh, I'm
too?
sure it's going to go off.
Wait, the sun might be coming through the clouds enough.
Oh,
for
we
that
got to
yard
yank this
enforcer.
coleus.
Ooh, sad coleus.
Okay, I put this space holder here so we could see what it would look like. So look at this. I think this dog hobble is going to play so nicely with the Punkill Japanese maple with this variegated pink foliage.
I'm into it. I think it's a
What do
great
you
idea.
think? And so I want to put it right there.
Put it right
Oh,
in.
and that red rover too. It's gonna be like the red spot I've been dreaming of in this spot. Okay, now, unfortunately, we are taking one of Christopher's many peonies out at the moment.
I believe this one is a celebration peony or
Yes.
a sensational peony.
It doesn't get enough sun here anyway.
It doesn't get enough sun. It hasn't really grown. And I have 2 other ones somewhere.
Peonies are so hardy. And ours really don't struggle with being moved. We can move them and they bloom the next year. I don't know what all the hullabaloo about peonies being difficult is.
Yeah, again, we've never really seen that difficulty. It's great.
Here.
Oh, thanks.
Now again, I don't think this is the best time to transplant an evergreen, but
Oh my God, I keep forgetting this is an evergreen.
this way,
That's it.
we'll rotate.
No, I think that's good.
Okay.
You'll notice we're not adding amendments. We're just using, the compost that we use as mulch, getting in the hole to kind of tidy it up. But otherwise, this is a no fuss, no muss kind of planting this time of year.
Yeah, no fertilizer this time of year. You do not want to give this thing coffee before bed.
Yes, no coffee before bed.
We have the Paisley Pup dog hobble planted there. I love the way it's going to play with the reds of the red rover, the reds of the Punkill Japanese maple. It's an evergreen, believe it or not, which is pretty cool. It likes it shady, it likes it moist. It's going to pretty much spread in this spot with the lamium.
Yeah, and the lamium, honestly, you don't even have to worry about lamium. Lamium will spread itself wherever it wants. But this is going to be great. It is sort of our little red zone amongst the border. And then it's got the chartreuse of the lime ricky. It has the darker green of the hinoki cypress. It's a really good mixture there.
Ooh, I like it. And I put the little Jardin bird cage over it just because I thought it needed like a little bit like a crown.
Yeah, it just needed a little crown. This is quite the transformation now that we are officially in fall past that first frost. It's nice to see all this breathing room in here. It's great to see how much things like this bluebeard actually grew while surrounded by those annuals.
And I think it's great to see this Firefly Oriental Spruce. That structure is stunning.
I agree. And it's a slow grower, but it will eventually get, 8 feet tall or so.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nice to watch that happen. This is just the beginning of the fall gardening. We're gonna be learning about putting this pondless waterfall to sleep. We will be eventually doing some training on that lovely ice dragon Japanese maple.
Yeah, covering up these Let's Dance Arebas, I think.
Yep, these will be covered up because we want to get the maximum bloom power out of them. And we know in our zone there, it's a little bit marginal. They could potentially die to the ground, but we're going to try to save whatever we can for blooms. It's just the early part of the season, so we're very excited to be getting this fall gardening season underway.
If you'd like to see how we transformed this space from a limelit hydrangea hedge to a blank space into a mixed border, check out this video right here. Thank you for joining us today. Again, I'm Eric.
And I'm Christopher.
And we're Grow For Me Gardening.
Thanks for growing with us.